Hello, it's only me again. Today I'm going to be making barley milk and black treacle soap. Now, you may not have heard of barley milk yet, but you probably will do. Barley reputedly has numerous skin benefits, including being anti-inflammatory and improving skin elasticity. Here's some info that's easy to digest from graintograin.com. You might have to pause the vid to read all this, and I'll leave a couple of links in the description box if you're interested in finding out more about the benefits of barley. I'm testing out a new camera position now that a broken appliance has been chucked out, but after I've weighed out my ingredients, I'm going to put it back where it normally is for now until I've figured out exactly where it needs to go and where it won't keep swivelling around. I've made the barley milk myself by soaking then cooking the barley, whizzing it up and filtering it, much the same as I would make rice milk. If I was drinking it, I'd make it thinner than I have here, but I wanted it to be a bit more concentrated for the soap. For the treacle, I'm using a heaped teaspoon of black treacle and adding a dessert spoon of water to make a solution. I'll be using a toffee caramel fragrance that contains vanillin, so I decided to work with the vanillin discoloration instead of fighting against it. I want 160 grams of the barley milk, it's just over and that's fine, and to that I'm adding around 20 grams of the treacle solution and mixing it together. For my hard fats, I'm using 100 grams of cocoa butter, 100 grams of shea butter and 150 grams of coconut oil. I'll get those gently melting down while I sort out the rest of the ingredients. For my liquid oils, I'm using 500 grams of corn oil, which I think needs to be used more often in soap because it's amazing, or should that be, it's amazing, and 150 grams of rice bran oil, which is fabulous in soap too. To saponify these oils at 5% superfat, I need 135 grams of sodium hydroxide. I'm making a very concentrated lye solution, using just 140 grams of water. I'll make up the rest of the liquid content with the barley milk. Right, I've combined all my fats, the lye's cooled down, so let's get cracking. I'm starting off by adding the barley milk and black treacle to my melted oils. I'll give that a quick whiz to make sure it's well distributed and then add the lye solution. Now the oils and lye have emulsified, I'm adding my fragrance oil. This is a very sweet scented gourmand fragrance. When perfumers want a perfume to smell sweet, they use an aroma chemical called ethyl maltol, and you'll find this in most perfumes that have that really sweet smell to them. So I thought this sweet maltol aroma fits perfectly with the barley and black treacle theme. I'm splitting my batter off into two more or less equal portions. I'm going to leave one as it is, uncoloured, and to the other portion I'm going to colour it with cocoa powder to get a deep brown shade. I'm doing a two-stage pour here, 2 layers separated by a bronze mica line. I'm just going to slightly angle the mould for the first layer and pour in the cocoa batter. Just texturing it with the back of a teaspoon because I want the join and the mica line to have a bit of interest. Now I'm going to tap some sparkly gold bronze mica through a sieve to lightly dust this bottom layer. I don't want to overdo it because if I lay down too much, the 2 layers might separate when the finished soap is being used. The bottom layer is firm enough for the top layer to just sit on it without breaking through, but just to make sure, I'm going to use the spatula when I'm pouring the top layer so the batter lays down gently. I want the top to have a whipped cream look, so again with the back of a teaspoon I'm just texturing the top in a kind of crisscross way. To finish off, I'm dusting the top with bronze mica and I'm spraying with isopropyl alcohol to set the mica and prevent any soda ash from forming. Okay, job done. I'll put this to bed to saponify and be back in 2 ticks to do the cut and see how it's turned out. So it's been about 14 hours and here's my saponified soap loaf. It's very spotty and these could be stearic spots. Stearic spots can show up when the stearic acid content of fats, like in shea butter for example, solidifies faster than the rest of the fatty acids because it has a higher melting point. However, I can still feel some warmth coming from this soap, which probably means I'm cutting it too soon, and I think that once the bars totally cool down and get some air to them, these spots will diminish. Even if they don't, it's just an aesthetic issue that doesn't affect the quality of the finished soap. Because the fragrance I use contains vanillin, the lighter layer of soap may darken somewhat as it cures. How much darker, we'll have to see. I don't think it's showing up very well on camera, but I can just see the mica line, and I think it'll be more visible once the soap has dried out and I've planed and polished it up. I'll put up some pictures at the end. Because I'm using a novel ingredient, the barley milk, I'm going to do a quick lather test to see what we get. Don't forget, this soap is less than 24 hours old, so I don't expect it to be as bubbly or creamy as it will be when it's cured. Well, I'm definitely getting some bubbles and creaminess, more than I'd expect at less than 24 hours, so I think this is going to be a wonderful soap in a few weeks' time. So, there you go. Barley milk and black treacle soap. It's something different to try, so why not give it a go? Anyway, I'm off to pluck snails off my lupins. See you later.